This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Coming up in a moment, the news for July 31st, 2025. But first, some housekeeping. We are one day away from Tampa Bay Comic Con. It is August 1st through the 3rd, obviously in Tampa. Tom, myself, and Eric will be a part now of the Disney Parks YouTube Super Panel on Saturday, August 2nd at 6 p.m. in Ballroom D. Also in Ballroom D, we'll have former Imagineers Paul Osterhout and Jason Sorrell leading two presentations on Saturday. The first is at 2 p.m. It's called Designing for Superfans, The Secret Language of Immersive Worlds. The second panel will be at 7 p.m. and is called The Hero's Journey in Ride Form. Again, both of those in Ballroom D. I'm also moderating Linda Larkin's Spotlight panel at 2 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, August 1st. Linda, of course, the voice of Jasmine in Disney's Aladdin. And our team will be there all 3 days on the exhibitor floor. You can find us at booth 1016. You can stop by and say hi. We also have new Carousel Products merchandise available for sale and pre-order. Some new items debuting at this event as well. On each day, we have a limited edition of 1,000 free giveaway. I'm not revealing what it is yet, but each day will be a different one, so make sure you come early and pay us a visit. But the other thing I'm really excited about is we have a new item that will be available for pre-order. You don't have to come to Tampa Bay Comic Con to see it, or to buy it, but to see it. We will have, supposedly, I hope it's making it in time, but we will supposedly have the, the sample of our newest item, which we have made a 8-foot-tall inflatable Santa Gertie lawn decor piece. This is 8 feet tall. It is very big. It lights up, and it is amazing. This was Eric's idea, and from the moment I heard it, I loved it. I think this is fantastic. I can't wait to have our sample here shortly. These are going to ship in December 1st is what we're aiming for these to ship out this year. So they will make it just in time for the holiday season. We are doing pre-orders right now, and that's the way we can guarantee that you'll get this in time for the holiday season, is if you're in those first pre-orders. So it's a limited edition of just 1,000. We're only doing 1,000 of these, and then they're gone. So right now, they're available to WIGS members for pre-orders. The WIGS members have first crack until Friday, August 1st at noon Eastern time. At that point, we will put the link live on carouselofproducts.com, and you can pre-order your 8-foot-tall Gertie inflatable lawn. I don't want to call it a lawn ornament. I don't know what else to call this, but we're really excited about it. It's great. There was a tremendous response to the Santa Gertie plush when we had them, and this seemed like the next natural evolution of that. For those that don't want a stuffed animal, if you want to actually decorate with Gertie in a big way, well, here it is. Also still available for pre-order is this guy, our Intergalactic Lounge Singer. Those are shipping in, every time I come on the show, I'm like, yeah, they're not coming until August, and I didn't really, August is tomorrow. So we expect in the next week or two, these guys are coming, and we're going to get them out to you. I'm going to knock on wood, because international shipping of bulk product is challenging in 2025, but that's our belief. So either way, Gertie will be there. Pre-order will be available anywhere you are starting tomorrow on Friday, but today, Thursday, if you are a WIGS member, go on Patreon. There is a link for you to use to pre-order that item. Getting back to Tampa Bay Comic Con, both Paul Osterhout and Jason Sorrell will be hanging out in our booth and signing autographs on Saturday. On Sunday, Paul will be there to sign the lithographs of the Walt Disney World projects he helped create, being MuppetVision and New Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom. You get your tickets at TampaBayComicConvention.com. The folks at Tampa Bay Comic Con are giving us a discount code for you. Use the code WDWNT to save 15% on your tickets. We hope to see you there just tomorrow. I can't believe it's tomorrow, right? August is tomorrow already. It's practically Halloween at Walt Disney World. Crazy. This year is going fast. Let's get to the news, shall we? During a storm on Wednesday night, a Magic Kingdom ferryboat reportedly ran into the dock at the Transportation and Ticket Center, leading to several injuries. The General Joe Potter ferryboat reportedly hit the TTC dock late last night. According to Pulse Point, there was a mutual aid call at 12:02 a.m. corresponding to the address of the TTC ferryboat landing. Mutual aid in this case refers to reciprocal assistance from multiple agencies across jurisdictional boundaries, particularly when the emergency is too big for one agency to handle. The call was closed at 2:06 a.m. Several guests who claim to have been on the boat have posted in a Reddit thread about the experience. User Rocky DeMio started the thread saying, "Very scary scene, happened about 11:40 p.m. during a heavy storm. Boat was approaching the TTC dock when the boat came to a sudden and complete stop, throwing every passenger forward. There were reportedly 19 transports to local hospitals, with at least 8 people having major injuries. Dozens of others were treated on site, according to eyewitness reports on social media. We don't know the distribution of injuries among guests versus cast members. We don't know much at this point." Another Reddit user said, "I was on that ferry. It was insane. People thrown forward all around. No warning, just a loud crash and sudden stop approaching the dock." Another user added, "It was scary. We were right down the front and could see it heading towards the dock, and it wasn't getting any slower. Luckily, we were able to brace for impact, but then got crushed by a surge of people from behind." The General Joe Potter was moved to dry dock for evaluation, was not operating today. Ferry transportation is still available between the Magic Kingdom and the TTC on the Admiral Joe Fowler and the Richard F. Irvine boats. It's unclear if the incident was caused by the storm, human error, or some mechanical malfunction, as there is little official information at this time. This is not the first accident involving the ferryboat. We reported on a ferryboat crash in 2021, and following a 2023 dock collision, a man sued Disney. So this happens from time to time. I don't know, maybe the visibility was bad with the storm, and they just misjudged where the dock was. I'm sure we'll hear about this in the not too distant future, but scary to hear. But it sounds like people were probably okay. People were taken to medical facilities, but it sounds like maybe no one was, nothing too serious, but we'll have to wait. Again, I'm purely speculating, which I probably shouldn't, but we'll see how this shakes out. Walt Disney World has released the full list of food and beverages that'll be available for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party 2025, which runs from August 15th, that's 2 weeks away-ish, through October 31st. Head on over to WDWNT.com to see the complete list and where those items are available, all of those Halloween treats at the Magic Kingdom. Disney also shared a first look at this year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party exclusive merchandise, including a Spirit jersey and a Loungefly backpack. The Spirit jersey is bright purple with a Mickey and Minnie graphic on the back under Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Boo to You in puffy ink. Flying bats are on the back and chest around a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party logo. The glow-in-the-dark graveyard t-shirt has some of the graveyard diggers from the Boo to You parade pictured on the back. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is in purple lettering above them. The circular Loungefly backpack features Mickey in his vampire Halloween costume in front of an orange and purple version of Cinderella Castle and includes a detachable jack-o'-lantern coin purse. A bat-shaped mug features Mickey, Minnie, and Cinderella Castle, while the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus are on a Tervis tumbler. A pin features the sisters gathered around their cauldron for the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular. Mickey and Minnie are pictured on a purple Boo to You photo frame. New Haunted Mansion ornaments include a ghostly dancing couple. A collection of postcards appear to feature Mickey and Minnie, graveyard diggers, and the Headless Horseman, and more. I love that they're making postcards. Postcards have become a rare item in purely the U.S. parks. They are still a thing in all the international parks. I love that we're getting back to this. Love this. Of course, all these items will be exclusive to the party. You will need a ticket to buy them, at least until the end of the parties, when sometimes stuff gets thrown out on the shelves because there's too much of it. Really depends. Walt Disney World also announced a new Jack Skellington popcorn bucket and Mayor Sipper will be available at the Magic Kingdom during said parties this year. The Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington gravestone bucket will be at various popcorn carts throughout the Magic Kingdom. There will be a limit of 2 per person per transaction. They're available while supplies last. The Nightmare Before Christmas Mayor Sipper will be at the Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. And like the Jack bucket, there will be a limit of 2 per person per transaction while supplies last. We don't have a price yet. We also know these are coming out at Disneyland Resort. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party will have a new Storybook Circus entertainment offering, or a series of them, and an updated Zombies dance party. Pluto will greet guests near the entrance to Storybook Circus. In Pete's Silly Sideshow, Daisy and Goofy will meet in their Halloween costumes. Outside, a DJ Ringmaster will play music, and there will be 2 treat locations near the Fantasyland train station and Dumbo the Flying Elephant. The Zombeats Bash is returning to Rocket Tower Plaza stage in Tomorrowland. New this year are special surprises inspired by the Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires film, along with a DJ and performers. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to www.nt.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So book today. A new brown version of the Germany Pavilion Stein, first released at EPCOT last summer, is now available. Stein is available with drinks at the beer cart and the kiosk in the Germany Pavilion. The previous version of the Stein was blue. This new one has a light brown wood finish. The souvenir Stein can be added to alcoholic beverages for an additional $8.50 for a total ranging from $20.25 to $21.50. Walt Disney World filed 2 construction permits in preparation for the overhaul of Animation Courtyard at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The first permit is for 561 Stage Lane, the location of the Disney's Hollywood Studios archway, which will be demolished as part of the Courtyard's update. The permit contracts Buena Vista Construction Company for labor, material, and/or electrical for construction. Buena Vista Construction Company usually handles smaller projects, so this may just involve preparing the area for the demolition. The same goes for the next permit, which is for 551 Stage Lane nearby. This is the address of a popcorn cart directly outside of Animation Courtyard. It contracts Buena Vista Construction Company for the same work, and both permits were filed on July 29th and expire in 1 year. Animation Courtyard will be reimagined into the Walt Disney Studios lot, inspired by the real studio space in Burbank, California. The magic of Disney animation will return, leading to the permanent closure of Star Wars Launch Bay. Disney Junior Play and Dance will be replaced by a new Disney Junior show as well. The magic of Disney animation, of course, was an opening day attraction, originally focused on the operating Disney Feature Animation Studio, where Lilo and Stitch and other films were created. The Florida studio closed in 2004, but the attraction remained until 2015, when it was replaced by Star Wars Launch Bay. The new experience will open in 2026 as a place where kids and kids at heart can laugh, draw, dream, and explore animated new experiences. Following the closure of MuppetVision 3D and Pizza Rizzo earlier this summer, demolition has begun on the former Muppet store, the Stage 1 Company store at Disney's Hollywood Studios. MuppetVision 3D and Pizza Rizzo both closed back on June 7th to make way for the Monsters, Inc. land that was first announced at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event. Work on transforming Muppets Courtyard into Monstropolis began earlier this summer with the removal of the Miss Piggy as Lady Liberty statue from the fountain, which was confirmed by aerial photos shortly afterward. Demolition in the area has continued since then, with some brick and concrete walkways already torn up. As of July 30th, demolition has begun. Disney contracted PCL Construction Services, Inc. to handle the demolition work of Stage 1. The exterior of the shop has started to come down, and the framework for the building is now exposed with steel hanging off of the side. Stage 1 Company store never properly reopened following the COVID-19 shutdown of Walt Disney World in 2020, but since then the shop has been utilized for special events and limited time shopping experiences only, like housing photo ops for Disney Jollywood Nights and being the release location for May the 4th merchandise. Though we couldn't confirm from our vantage point, it would seem that the front of the building may already be gone, including the Kermit the Frog clock and the wet paint photo op. The Muppet stuff arrow pointing to the shop's entrance still survives for now. The upcoming Monsters, Inc. land will include the long-rumored Door Coaster, which will feature Disney's first ever vertical lift and first ever suspended roller coaster. The land will also include shopping, dining, and a new theater show taking over the footprint of MuppetVision 3D in a theater dubbed The Glob. The Muppets won't be too far away. They will be taking over Rock and Roller Coaster, which is set to close early next year, but also next year is when that Muppet version of the attraction will open. In the final weeks of MuppetVision 3D, as people said goodbye to the beloved attraction, a fight broke out between 2 guests that led to an arrest. The dramatic scene happened on May 15th, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office arrest report that was recently released. It kind of takes months for these things to come out. A female victim whose age was not listed and her mom were watching the show and heard the announcement reminding people not to use their phones. Around that time, Will Marie Ruiz Rodriguez, 27 of Spring Hill, Florida, answered her phone inside the theater. The victim leaned over and asked Will Marie to politely stop her conversation since the show was about to start shortly. She said Will Marie told her to shut the F up, you stupid little B. The arrest report says, obviously I'm shortening that. Ruiz Rodriguez also insulted the victim's mom, also calling her the B word as well. The victim and Ruiz Rodriguez watched the show apparently uneventfully until they both left the theater at the end. I want to stop here for a second and say I am so proud, no matter how uncouth the rest of this story may be or up to this point, I respect greatly that the argument ceased so they could enjoy MuppetVision 3D one last time. The proper respect showed, I'm going to choke laughing about this, the proper respect shown for MuppetVision 3D. We love to see it. We don't love to see what happened next. As again, it was the last time they'd see the show, but anyway, the show did close 3 weeks later. Walking out of the theater, the victim said she was scared of Ruiz Rodriguez and decided to record her on her cell phone to document in case any other confrontations took place. Ruiz Rodriguez realized she was being recorded and struck the victim, who dropped the phone and stopped recording. When the victim picked the phone off the ground, Ruiz Rodriguez snatched it and hurled the phone 30 to 50 feet away. Meanwhile, law enforcement tracked down Ruiz Rodriguez in the park to hear her side of the story. Quote, Will Marie said that while she was in the theater, she received a phone call from her mother-in-law about her dog. As she was speaking to her mother-in-law, she said the victim leaned over and told her in a nasty tone that she was not supposed to be on the phone. Will Marie ignored her and finished her conversation prior to the show starting. When the show ended, Ruiz Rodriguez's husband urged her to ignore the victim. However, Ruiz said she looked back and saw the victim filming her, which she considered to be harassment. Will Marie said she walked towards the victim, pushed her, and in the process, the phone was knocked out of her hand. Will Marie said when the victim picked up the phone, she proceeded to grab the phone from her and throw it away from her into a crowd. Ruiz Rodriguez pleaded not guilty to battery, principal to robbery, which is sudden snatching, and criminal mischief charges. Her defense lawyer did not respond to her request for comment, but a crazy, crazy, crazy story. Look, if I'm saying goodbye to MuppetVision, I might ask you to get off the phone. I wouldn't have done it nastily, but I might ask. So, you know, but this is a tremendous story, tremendous. Walt Disney Imagineering has filed a permit to install signage at the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom, possibly for the new Zootopia Better Together show. The notice of commencement is to install signage at 745 West Savannah Circle, Bay Lake, Florida, the address of the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom. It contracts John Richards' company, which has worked on several theme parks, including Animal Kingdom, California Adventure, Tokyo Disney Sea, and Universal Orlando. The company recently installed set elements of Test Track 3.0 in EPCOT and new signage for the Country Bear Musical Jamboree at the Magic Kingdom. We don't know for sure that the permit is for Better Together, but it seems likely the show is set to open this year, replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug. No date is announced just yet, but of course later this year in theaters, Zootopia 2 is coming out. We assume they would like it to debut around the same time, so we'll have to wait and see if that gets confirmed. Destination D23 just a couple weeks away, so I assume we'll hear something then. You've heard us talking about renting DVC points through our friends at DVCRentalStore.com. Well, if you've rented points and got a taste of the DVC lifestyle of a Disney World vacation, you might be thinking it's time to jump in and join the club. But did you know you don't have to pay the price Disney charges for a DVC membership? You can save thousands of dollars when you buy resale contracts. Contact our friends at DVC Resale Market to find out how much you can save. Go to dvcresalemarket.com/WDWNT for more information. In fact, this is the way I joined Disney Vacation Club, and we paid about 50% off. So it's a great deal. You don't get all the benefits, but you do get the membership and the ability to take these incredible vacations at a discounted price. Unite Here Local 737 members are filing a formal complaint to the Walt Disney Company against Patina Group. Patina Group is a subsidiary of Delaware North. The company owns and operates several restaurants at Disney Springs and EPCOT, including Pizza Ponte, Morimoto Asia, The Edison, Maria and Enzo's, Enzo's Hideaway, Space 220, Tutto Italia, Tutto Gusto, and Via Napoli. Patina Group employees have complained of several labor issues over the past few years, announcing their intent to unionize last year. Earlier this year, they circulated a petition calling on Patina to reinstate an employee who was fired after reporting sexual harassment by her supervisor. They called on Ramen Rumble attendees at Disney Springs to support the fired employee. Unite Here Local 737 announced on Wednesday that they will file a formal complaint with the Walt Disney Company regarding alleged violations of Disney's supply chain code of conduct by Patina Group. They will deliver their complaints and hold a press conference outside of the Disney Labor Relations Office at 1675 Lake Buena Vista Drive, Lake Buena Vista, Florida, on Wednesday, July 30th at 1 p.m. The key provisions of the code of conduct that the union states Patina Group may have violated are freedom of association and collective bargaining compliance with applicable laws, sexual harassment, and abuse. The workers and union leaders will call on Disney to investigate their allegations and act to enforce the code of conduct standards. Workers will wear red union t-shirts for visibility during the press conference and present a courtroom-style exhibit showing Disney the supply chain code of conduct excerpts and potential violations. Disney officially announced that Jock Lindsey's Halloween Hangar Bar at Disney Springs is coming. Jock Lindsey's Halloween Hangar Bar will open on August 19th, said the Disney Eats Instagram account. Disney teased the overlay on Wednesday, but officially announced it on Thursday. They revealed food items including a monstrous slider, an eyeball-inspired snack lineup, and pigs in a blanket in a sarcophagus. Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar becomes Jock Lindsey's Holiday Bar each Christmas season. This will be the first time it becomes a Halloween-themed establishment. We will be there first day. Cannot wait. Food and beverage team and the decor, always on point for that. Cannot wait to see what this one looks like. Walt Disney World announced a new Passholder magnet inspired by Pixar's Finding Nemo is coming soon. The Walt Disney World annual Passholders Instagram page posted a teaser video with the caption, "Passholders, this next magnet is sure to float your boat. Dive into the comments to start guessing." The video features green goggles with new Passholder magnet coming soon on the strap, clearly inspired by the P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way goggles in Finding Nemo. Nemo, Marlin, Dory, or any other characters from the Pixar film could be on the magnet. It'll probably be released in the next couple of weeks. The last Passholder magnet featured Maleficent and was released in May. If you've ever wanted to see a pillow fight, dodgeball, or a race up slippery stairs at Walt Disney World, that's not in a rainstorm, I guess, then you're in luck, as ESPN is bringing ESPN 8 The Ocho to ESPN Wide World of Sports to offer seldom seen sports and wacky competitions. ESPN 8 The Ocho kicks off the fun this Friday, August 1st at ESPN Wide World of Sports, where guests will have the chance to see some of the world's best players of kickball, electronic darts, and more, and there's no cost to attend, though advance registration is encouraged. This marks the 9th year that ESPN has transformed into ESPN 8 The Ocho, and the event for 2025 is packed with unique competitions from paintball and Omega Ball, which is soccer with 3 teams and 3 goals, to extreme archery, which is archery and dodgeball combined. Attendees will also have the chance to be a part of the TV experience for these sports, as ESPN will be broadcasting each competition live on August 1st, along with the Ocho Show and a special edition of SportsCenter. Food trucks, concessions, and exclusive The Ocho merchandise will also be available. You can check out the full schedule at WDWNT.com. The refurbishment of Magnolia Bend guest rooms at Disney's Port Orleans Resort Riverside has been extended by 1 month. The refurbishment was originally scheduled to begin in early April 2025, but was delayed to early May. As such, the project is now scheduled through February of 2026 instead of January of 2026. During this time, guests may see or hear construction work in the area. The room refurbishment began after the rooms of Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter were refurbished. Disney's Pop Century Resort guest rooms are undergoing a refurbishment scheduled to last until mid-February of 2026 as well. Copper Creek Villas and Cabins at Wilderness Lodge are undergoing their refurbishment through September of 2025. Real quick, I wasn't here for this story. I just want to talk about the bridge. If you missed that story, the bridge at Riverside, it's a beautiful bridge, had the wood pieces over the top, was destroyed by, there was a company truck that had I think it was a garbage truck maybe. It had the dump lifted and it crashed and it was damaged. And to get the roads reopened and the waterway reopened to guests, Disney simply sawed the whole top piece off and took it away. I am praying Disney is talking about replacing it, because my fear is, knowing Walt Disney World as I have for the last 18 years, that they just planned it. It's purely ornamental. There's no structural integrity lost on the bridge. But that is such a serene and beautiful landscape at Riverside. Riverside is one of the best Disney hotels ever built. It is unbelievably gorgeous. And that bridge with that particular look is such an important part of that. Disney, you must fix and play. And maybe I'm jumping the gun here and just assuming there's no plan to fix it. But if there is no plan to fix it, Disney, you must do it. It must be fixed. It must be returned to its former glory. I don't expect it to happen tomorrow. I understand it's going to take some time to plan and stage that and make it happen. But please put it back. Please fix that. Thank you. Disney has released another new piece of concept art showing a moment in the Hercules stage show coming to the Destiny cruise ship. The latest piece of concept art was shared on the Disney Parks blog as part of a longer article on all the new experiences coming to the Disney Destiny. The art, which depicts a scene during the show, illustrates a battle with the Titans. Similar to the animated film, there appears to be one Titan made of rocks with glowing red eyes, while the second Titan is made of blue ice. There are Greek-style columns in the background. An extended preview of the Ice Titan was shared last week by Disney Live Entertainment on Instagram. The designers explained that the Titans will be puppets made with the same exoskeleton technology previously seen for the Hulk when he appeared at Disney California Adventure and other Disney parks temporarily. Previously released concept art also showed a scene of Hercules battling with the Hydra, which also will be brought to life on stage using a puppet. Hades' Pain and Panic can be seen watching the battle in the background. Hercules will be a brand new Broadway-style stage show performed in the Walt Disney Theater on board the Disney Destiny. The blog post added that there will be a total of 3 stage shows on the ship, including Hercules, Disney Seas the Adventure, and Frozen, a musical spectacular. Those 2 other shows do exist on other ships. Disney also shared a behind-the-scenes video featuring the Zero to Hero number from the upcoming stage show. The video is introduced by Kevin and Marcel Wilson, the show's co-directors and choreographers. Filmed at the Disney Cruise Line rehearsal studio in Toronto, it includes clips from a rehearsal performance of Zero to Hero, with the song layered over other behind-the-scenes looks at costume designs, puppets, and more. Set pieces that performers move around the rehearsal space include platforms with poles and small staircases. In the polished show, these will likely be decorated, of course. The muses in white draped costumes were seen standing on platforms inspired by Grecian columns. And during the song rehearsal, actors were dressed in color-coded t-shirts instead of their final costumes. The Pegasus performer wore a blue shirt and wings, while the Hercules performer was in a red tee. The muses all wore yellow, and Phil was in green. Herc does have his golden medallion, though. The performer wore this during other moments seen in the video when the dancing was not intense. The Hades performer, dressed in blue, also wore a wheeled hoop apparatus. This will apparently be covered in his costume, giving the same billowing effect as seen in the film. Costume concept art shows a fresh take on Hades' robe. Pain and Panic are in jumpsuits with wings and horns. Phil wears furry overalls and bracers. Meg has a purple toga with one shoulder strap, and costumes are subject to change, obviously, from the concept art to the final show. The video includes more looks at the larger-than-life Hydra and Titan puppets, beyond that preview that we talked about just a few minutes ago. Props in use include a floating eyeball and giant scissors held by the Fates. Some of the performers and Hercules have fake swords and shields. The Disney Destiny will embark on its maiden voyage from Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on November 20th, 2025. We have been invited to the media sailing, which will be several days before that, and so stay tuned. Lots of Disney Destiny coverage still to come. I will say, Tale of Moana, Disney The Tale of Moana, to give its full correct name, blew me away on the treasure. It would be reason enough to go on that ship. It is beyond spectacular. The best Disney stage show I've ever seen. The expectations are high for Hercules. They are very high. That is a movie I prefer to Moana, so I'm way more excited. I love the music, and the puppetry in Tale of Moana is unbelievable. And if this is on that scale, I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see this Hercules show. But also, I can't wait. We're going to go see Hercules on the West End, which is a different thing, but still Disney. I can't wait to compare them and see which I think is better. For reference, the Broadway versions are not always better. Per my parents, they saw Frozen on Broadway, and I took them to see Frozen at the Hyperion Theater at DCA many, many years ago. And we walked out of Frozen at the Hyperion, and my mother just goes, "That was way better than the Broadway one." And my father said, "Yeah." And I went, "Oh, okay." So Broadway ain't always better. Sometimes Disney Live Entertainment and the parks and the cruise ships are a notch above, and the expectations are there after Moana. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more, including discounts on that inflatable Gertie and all products sold at carouselproducts.com. Special shout out to our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news and the worldwide leader in Gertie collectibles, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.